Hi, welcome back to CSS Tips and Tricks. I'm Stephen Korecki, and today I'm going to show you how to do a two-column layout. But first, I want to show you my sponsors. We have Vimeo. Vimeo has just released this Channels 2.0, which I've been playing with as CSS Tips and Tricks. And it's a great way to share your videos and have a collection of them. So if you subscribe to my channels, if you just go to vimeo.com/channel/CSS Tips and Tricks, and you're already signed up. If you're not signed up, you should be signed up already. But if you subscribe, then you can get the latest releases of my videos, and as soon as they come out, and get notified when you log into your account. And it's just been a really easy way for me to share my videos. It looks great, and you can just go through and browse all my videos and whatnot, and it's just really cool. Another really cool thing on Vimeo is 9 Inch Nails is on here. And their photographer has a new Canon 5D Mark II that they've been shooting with, and it also records high definition video, which is really cool. And they've been shooting live footage and taking the sound and mixing it into these videos, and it's been absolutely amazing. It's just really cool, and they've been uploading their live videos for free for you to watch in HD. So I highly recommend checking it out, and it's just a really cool thing to do on Vimeo. We also have GitHub. GitHub is a Git repository hosting service, and it's just an absolutely amazing way to share either your projects that you're working on. So if you're working on an open source project or a public project, you can upload it here for free with a free account, and you can share it with everyone, and people can contribute to your repositories with their code and make it better. Or you can even have your own private repositories for projects and client work that you're working on. And they also have like cool stuff like a file browser in here that you can browse the files right on the site, which is absolutely amazing. So check out GitHub and get a free account, and it's awesome. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. We have a CSS. We're going to add CSS to this to do a two-column layout. We have our header, we have our footer, we have our links, our sub-content, and our content area. So here's what the markup looks like. We have a wrapper, we have our header, we have our content area, our sub-content area, and our footer. So if we take a look at this again, oops, you can see that we have our header, our content area, our sub-content area, and our footer. And so what we're first going to do is we're going to style our wrapper. We have our wrapper that wraps all our content that we have. And we're just going to give that a margin, of 0 and auto, and a width of 800 pixels. And that's just going to center our content. And so now we also want to style, just real quickly, we're going to style our header with a light gray background. And we're going to give it a min height of, let's just say 1 EM. And we're going to style our footer real quick too with almost the same thing. We're just going to give this a light background color. So now if we take a look at it, nothing has really changed. We just have our header and footer that now have a background. And so let's also style our content area with a width of 600 pixels, and our sub-content with with a width of 200 pixels. So if you're good at math, you'll see that 600 plus 200 equals 800, and that's the total width of our wrapper. So if we take a look at it now, nothing's going to really happen. It's just our content has shrunk up to 600 pixels and our sub-content is at 200 pixels, and you can't really tell right now. So let's add a little background to, I can't spell, to our sub-content. And let's tell our content to float to the left, and our sub-content to also float to the left. And so now what that's going to do is it's going to have them butt up each other. But we have a problem. Our footer has decided to eat our content and sub-content area. So we can easily fix that by clearing it. So all we have to do is with our footer, tell it to clear both And now our footer will leave our content and subcontent area alone. And as you can see, we have our content area and our subcontent area here, but you may have noticed another problem. We have a gap here between our header and our content and subcontent area, and as well as the top of here. And that shouldn't be giving us any gap because I have our body set to margin 0. So what we need to do is we need to tell it to have overflow hidden. And what that's going to do is that's going to, oops, I believe I made a mistake. I need to put that in our header, not our wrapper. So there we go. So now if we look at it, we have our header that's taking up the top and the area underneath there. And our subcontent area is butting up next to our header, and our footer and our content area is just fine. So as you can see, we have our content area and our subcontent area in 2 columns, and it looks great. Now, you can also have your subcontent area float right. And so if we just change it and look at it, it's going to look the same. However, if your content area is smaller or your subcontent area is smaller than your total width, say like 100 pixels, and now we take a look at it, now it's going to stay to the right of our content. And so this way it's going to give you a nice clean look and maybe a little bit of gap between your content and your subcontent area, which is good. You always want a little bit of spacing between areas like that. You don't want anything too crowded. Spacing is good. So again, if you want to do something like 3 columns, your first column would float left, and your second column would float left, and your third column would float right, just to keep things separate. You could float it left as well, but again, if you want to do some spacing and keep it flush with the right side, then you would have your last one float right. We'll do a little bit more with columns a little bit later, but this is to get you started. We just wanted to do a simple, clean 2-column layout. You can get the source code for this on CSS Tips and Tricks. And of course, if you have any questions, you can email me, leave a comment, or follow me on Twitter and leave me a tweet. Thank you all, and we'll see you again.